Okay, we'll start now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudire Nastyaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Paramanandamadamam Namo Vishnupad Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Tassat, Hare Krishna, welcome you all for Bhagavatam discussion.
Krishna Prabhuji, 24th is allocated to
Yeah,
me.
okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 24. Visheshastasya devoyam stavistasyasta yasham yatredam yajate vishvam bhutam bhavyam bhavachastat. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. It's not disturbing, Prabhuji, this background,
No, no,
that
no,
new,
no,
Prabhuji?
no, go ahead, no problem.
That Durga Devi idol they have kept and their,
Ah.
that music, Prabhuji.
No, we are not able to hear anything. Go ahead. No problem.
Okay. Translation. This a gigantic manifestation of the phenomenal material world as a whole is the personal body of the absolute truth, wherein the universal resultant past, present, and future of material time is experienced. Purport: anything, either material or spiritual, is but an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 13.13, the omnipotent Lord has his transcendental eyes, heads, and other body parts distributed everywhere. He can see, hear, touch, or manifest himself anywhere and everywhere. For he is present everywhere as the super soul of all infin- infinitesimal souls. Although he has his particular abode in the absolute world, the relative world is also his phenomenal representation because it is nothing but an expansion of his transcendental energy. Although he is in his abode, his energy is distributed everywhere, just as the sun is localized as well as expanded everywhere, since the rays of the sun being non-different from the sun are accepted as expansions of the sun disk. In the Vishnu Purana 1.22.52, it is said that the fire expands its rays and heat from one place. Similarly, the Supreme Spirit, the personality of Godhead, expands himself by his manifold energy everywhere and anywhere. The phenomenal manifestation of the gigantic universe is only a part of his Virat body. Less intelligent men cannot conceive of the transcendental all spiritual form of the Lord, but they are astounded by his different energies, just as the Aborigines are struck with wonder by the manifestation of lightning, the gigantic mountain, or a hugely expanded banyan tree. The Aborigines praise the strength of the tiger and the elephant because of their superior energy and strength. The Asuras cannot recognize the existence of the Lord, although they there are vivid descriptions of the Lord in the revealed scriptures. Although the Lord incarnates and exhibits his uncommon strength and energy, and although he is accepted as the supreme personality of Godhead by learned scholars and saints like Vyasdeva, Narada, Asita, and Devala in the past, and by Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, as also by the acharyas like Sankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, and the Lord Sri Chaitanya in the modern age. The Asuras do not accept any evidential proof from the revealed scriptures, nor do they recognize the authority of the great acharyas. They want to see with their own eyes at once. Therefore, they can see the gigantic body of the Lord as Virat, which will answer their challenge. And since they are accustomed to paying homage to superior material strength like that of the tiger, elephant, and lightning, they can offer respect to the Virat Rupa. Lord Krishna, by the request of Arjuna, exhibited his Virat Rupa for the Asuras. A pure devotee of the Lord, being unaccustomed to looking into such a mundane, gigantic form of the Lord, requires special vision for the purpose. The Lord, therefore, favored Arjuna with a special vision for looking into his Virat Rupa, which is described in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. This Virat Rupa of the Lord was especially manifested not for the benefit of Arjuna, but for the unintelligent class of men who accept anyone and everyone as an incarnation of the Lord, and so misled the general mass of people. For them, the indication is that one should ask the chief incarnation to exhibit his Virat Rupa, and thus he established as an incarnation. The Virat Rupa manifestation of the Lord is simultaneously a challenge to the atheists and a favor for the Asuras, who can think of the Lord as Virat and thus gradually cleanse the dirty things from their hearts in order to become qualified to actually see the transcendental form of the Lord in the near future. This is a favor of the all merciful Lord to the atheists and the gross materialists. So, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Here, actually, Prabhupada explains this verse like this. The gigantic manifestation, both material and spiritual worlds are expansions of the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is stated in Bhagavad Gita also that Lord is omnipotent. His transcendental ears, eyes, head, and other body parts are distributed everywhere as he manifests himself anywhere and everywhere. So he can see, hear, and touch anywhere. He is present as super soul in all the living entities. Here, Srila Prabhupada explains like this. Although he is in his abode, his energy expands everywhere, like the rays of the sun, which are not different from the sun. And they are accepted as expansions of sun disk. So in Padma Purana also it is stated that as fire expands its rays and heat from one place, similarly the Supreme Spirit, the personality of Godhead, expands himself by his manifold energy everywhere and anywhere. So the phenomenal manifestation of the gigantic universe is only a part of his Virat body. So less intelligent people cannot understand his form. So the Aborigines, that means the first kind of people, first kind of people or the original inhabitants of land. So the Aborigines they are surprised of the lightning, the huge banyan tree, and the strength of tiger and elephant. Perhaps they don't know that these are created by Lord's energy. The asuras cannot recognize the existence of Lord. His vivid descriptions in the revealed scriptures, his incarnations, his uncommon strength and energy, because they are with full tamasic mode. Lord is accepted as the supreme personality of Godhead by all learned scholars and saints like Vyasadeva, Narad Mahamuni, Vyasadeva, and uh, Asita, Arjuna, etc. But these asuras do not accept, and they can see the gigantic body of the Lord as Virat, which will answer their challenge. They offer respect to the Virat Rupa. Lord Krishna, by the request of Arjuna, exhibited his Virat Rupa for the asuras only. It is described in 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. It is not for intelligent people, that Virat Rupa, but for the low class of men who accepts everyone and anyone as incarnation of the Lord and are misled by general mass of people. So this Virat Rupa manifestation of the Lord is for it is sent asuras. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Further,
Krishna.
you can explain, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. I think you covered very well. So the final conclusion is that Virat Rupa, yes, expansion or the energy of the Lord, but not for devotees or
It
people
is
like
for
Arjuna.
less intelligent people.
Yes, because they should appreciate the strength and gigantics of the Lord. For devotees, not required. So the conclusion is that Prabhupada saying that in this kind of worship, gradually cleanses the dirty things in our heart, so that we are qualified actually to transcendental form of the Lord. That is the ultimate. So what are the dirty things? Dirty things, kama, krodha, mada, matsara. That kind of dirty things in my heart has to be cleansed, so that I can worship the Lord nicely. Okay, we'll read the next one, 25.
26.
Who is going to 25?
I shall read Prabhuji.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Uh, Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 25. Andakoshe sharire asmin saptavarana samyute vairajah purusho yo asau bhagavan dharanashrayah. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The gigantic universal form of the personality of Godhead within the body of the universal shell, which is covered by sevenfold material elements, is the subject for the Virat conception. Purport. Simultaneously, the Lord has multifarious other forms, and all of them are identical with the original fountainhead form of the Lord Sri Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, it has been proven that the original transcendental and eternal form of the Lord is Sri Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, but by his inconceivable internal potency, Atma Maya, he can expand himself by multifarious forms and incarnation simultaneously without being diminished in his full potency. He is complete, and although innumerable complete forms emanate from him, he is still complete without any loss. That is his spiritual or internal potency. In the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, manifested his Virat Rupa just to convince the less intelligent class of men who cannot conceive of the Lord as appearing just like a human being that he factually has the potency of his claim to be the supreme absolute person without any rival or superior. Materialistic men can think, although very imperfectly, of the huge universal space, comprehending an innumerable number of planets as big as the sun. They can see only the circular sky overhead without any information that this universe, as well as any many other hundreds of thousands of universes, are each covered by sevenfold material covering of water, fire, air, sky, ego, uh, num, noumenon, and material nature, just like a huge football, pumped and covered, floating on the water of the causal ocean, wherein the Lord is lying in as Mahavishnu. All the universes in the seed are emanating from the breathing of the Mahavishnu, who is but part of the partial expansion of the Lord, and all of the universes presided over by the Brahmas vanish when the Mahavishnu withdraw his great breath. In the way, the material worlds are being created and vanished by the supreme will of the Lord. The poor, foolish materialist can just imagine how ignorantly he puts forward an insignificant creature to become his rival incarnation, simply on the allegations of a dying man. The Virat Rupa was particularly exhibited by the Lord just to give lessons to such foolish men, so that one can accept the person as the incarnation of the Godhead only if such a person is able to exhibit such a Virat Rupa as Lord Krishna did. The materialistic person may concentrate his mind upon the Virat or gigantic form of the Lord in his own interest and as recommended by Sukadev Goswami, but he must be on his guard not to be misled by the pretenders who claim to be the identical person as Lord Krishna but are not able to act like him or exhibit the Virat Rupa, comprehending the whole of the universe. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Krishna. So further expansion of the explanation of Virat Rupa. So in the Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter, the details of the Virat Rupa is given. So here also Sukadeva Goswami is saying the gigantic universal form of the personality Godhead within the body of the universal shell, which is covered by sevenfold material elements. So each material element is 10 times bigger. So the expansion goes like this. And subject Virat conception. So the whole Virat means everything is included in that. The Arjuna explains in the 11th chapter, when Krishna showed him the Virat Rupa, what all things he could see. So in that more details there. So Prabhupada says that Lord expands himself in a multifarious forms and incarnates simultaneously. So this all these are the purpose is to show how great Supreme Lord is. That's it. Otherwise, all this Virat Rupa and all, we may not be able to even visualize it. It's very difficult because it's the billion universes are coming, unlimited number of universes coming from the pore of Supreme Lord Mahavishnu's body. So when he breathes out, Ananta Brahmandas are coming. So we can see each Brahmanda, there is 14 planetary systems. We are talking about one small earth within that Brahmanda. So that is the greatness of the, and such a multi-billion or unlimited number of Brahmandas coming from the body of Mahavishnu. So we can imagine that Mahavishnu, how big is that? That Mahavishnu is coming from Sankarsana Aniruddha, that expansion, and they are coming from the Balram, and Balram is coming from Krishna. So everything, the source is Krishna. So we can imagine, or you can at least and guess how big Supreme Lord is. So Prabhupada here also says that what the purpose of Virat Rupa is? Convince the less intelligent class of men. So otherwise, just looking at Archa Vigraha, they may, oh, Lord is such a small, what big deal? I cannot be a competitor. Prabhupada says, yes, I cannot be a competitor to the Lord. Yeah, Lord is enjoying. Why cannot me enjoy? Lord is controlling. Why I cannot control? I can also do. That is a competition of this insignificant soul with the Supreme Lord. So that's why Prabhupada says here, whatever the universe created by Brahmas vanish when Mahavishnu withdraws his great breath. So when he breathes out, unlimited number of Brahmandas coming. When he breathes in, all these Brahmandas comes back and goes in the body of the Supreme Lord Mahavishnu. So we can imagine how great, how big should be the Mahavishnu. So Prabhupada again says that the poor, foolish materialist can just imagine how ignorantly he puts forward an insignificant creature to become rival to incarnation. Simply allegation of dying man. What is dying man? Dying man is everyone is supposed to die, and each one is putting forward his argument, or is trying to, or thinking that I'm the competitor. I can be equal to the Lord, or sometimes people say they are greater than God. There are such people also there. So the bottom line for us that Sukadeva Goswami says that here must one who is God not to misled by the pretenders who claim to be the identical person of the Lord, but are not able to act like him. So Prabhupada many times explained, if somebody claims that he is God, yes, Supreme Lord lifted Govardhan, let him lift, forget Govardhan. Maybe 1 kg, 2 kg, some stone in a one left hand for 7 days, let him keep. Forget 7 days, for 5 minutes, let him keep. If he is, Supreme Lord. Or Lord Ramchandra had millions, unlimited number of monkeys. He was controlling everybody. Give one monkey to that person who claims to be God. Let him manage that monkey. Very difficult, even one monkey. That's the Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord is, now we can imagine how great is that. Great is he. Okay, we'll read one more sloka. 26. Can somebody read? Allocated anybody? No? Vijay Mataji?
Not allocated.
Okay. Anybody else read? No, who are available? Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, shall I read?
Yeah, please.
Uh, Patalam itasaya hi pada muktam
Mulam.
mulam
Patan.
pathanti parshani parapade rasatalam mahatalam visva sarjotaha gulpau talatalam vai purushaya jangehe.
Yeah.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: persons who have realized it have studied that the planets known as Patala constitute the bottom of the feet of the Universal Lord, and the heels and the toes are the Rasatala planet. The ankles are the Mahatala planets, and his sands constitute the Tala planets. Purport: outside the bodily existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the manifested cosmic existence has no reality. Everything and anything of manifested world rest on him, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 9.4. But that does not imply that everything and anything in the vision of materialistic is the Supreme Personality. The conception of the universal form of the Lord gives a chance to the materialistic to think of the Supreme Lord, but the materialistic must know for certain that his visualization of the Lord in lording over it is not God realization. The materialistic view of exploitation of the material resources is occasioned by the illusion of the external energy of the Lord. And as such, if anyone wants to realize the supreme truth by convincing
Convincing the
unless
universal
the
form.
unless the service attitude
Yeah. Is revived.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Sir, unless the service attitude is revived.
Unless the service attitude is revived, the conception of the Virat realization will have very little effect on the seer. The transcendental Lord in any conception of his form is never a part of the material creation. He keeps his identity as Supreme Spirit in all circumstances and is never affected by the three material qualities, for everything material is contaminated. The Lord always exists by his internal energy. The universe is divided.
Sorry. Yeah.
The universe is divided into 14 planetary systems. 7 planetary systems called as Bhuvar, Swar, Mahar, Janas, Tapas, and Satya are upward planetary system, one above the other. There are also 7 planetary systems downward known as Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala, gradually one below the other. In this verse, the description begins from the bottom because it is in the line of devotion that the Lord's bodily description should begin from his feet. Sukdev Goswami is recognized devotee of the Lord and he is exactly correct in the description. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. So here Sukadeva Goswami explaining the different planetary systems. And this planetary system is compared to its body of the Supreme Lord. The Patala constitutes the bottom of feet of the Supreme Lord. So if you compare the whole body, this is how the different planetary systems are there. And the heels and toes are Rasatala, and the ankles are Mahatala, and his shank is constitute the Talatala. So balance, he'll explain that in the coming verses. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada, quoting from Bhagavad Gita 9.4, it says, Krishna says, by me, in my unmanifested form, the entire universe is pervaded. All beings are me, but I am not. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtinha matstani sarvabhutani na chaham teshu avastitaha. He says, everything come from me, and entire universe is pervaded with me, but all beings are in me, but I am not in them. So what does it mean? I'm not in them means I'm not influenced by them. I'm not controlled by them. I'm the creator. Everything comes from me. That is the point Krishna is saying that. So Prabhupada also says, the materialist must know for certain that the visualization of the world in a spirit of lording it over to not God realization. So generally the people mentality is that lording it over material nature means enjoy whatever sees, whatever hear, I want to enjoy. It's I want. Everything should be in my control. Everything should be in for my enjoyment. That's what we can see today, right? Everybody generally, wants more, more and more, whatever it is, whether shopping or property or bank balance or positions. I mean, nobody want to give up anything. Nobody want to say, yes, enough, I'm contented. No, I want more. That is the mentality of the people. Today we see so many business people or politicians, they make so much money, so much property in Benami name, that name. They sometimes they may not even know where is it, but still they want more because that is lording it over material nature is the tendency of the people. That's why Prabhupada says, unless the service attitude is revived, the conceptual Virata realization will have very little effect on the seer. So that's why Prabhupada, wherever Virat Rupa or whatever comes, he brings the Bhakti Yoga there. Because without devotional service, all this very difficult. People will not understand. Then one may ask, then why Parishit Maharaj asking this? Why Sukadeva Goswami explaining this? Sukadeva Goswami spends whole second chapter on this aspect because second canto, because he wants to establish the supremacy of the Lord. He wants to establish the people in general how great the Supreme Lord is that. That's why he is talking about. There are later in the 10th canto, he talks about the pastime, but second canto, he explains the greatness of the Supreme Lord. So that's what we should appreciate. That's the reason Prabhupada always said that you read Bhagavatam from the canto 1, sloka 1. From there you go, so that we understand the end of the supreme, creation of the Lord. So Prabhupada also talks about planetary systems. The upper planet system, Bhur, Swar, Mahar, Janas, Tapas, and Satya. Satyaloka is where Brahma is staying, and our upward planet system. And below that, there is Atala, Sutala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and last the Patala. So but we are in a bhur in between the middle and up also there are 7, 6, 6 below 6. But the lower part is considered as the feet of the Lord. Sukadeva Goswami is recognized devotee of the Lord, and he exactly corrects the scriptures. That's why he corrects, starts from the feet of the Lord. That is the reason when we go to the temple, take darshan also, we should take darshan from the lotus feet of the Lord. Should not directly look at the feet, face of the Lord. Always look at the feet. Always try to absorb our complete attention feet of the Lord, because that is where real makaranda or real mercy is there. So we always should look at the feet of the Lord, and from there gradually knees, thighs, abdomen, chest, and the face. That's how the our regular darshan of the Lord should be taken. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here. Please can share some comments. Who wants to start? Okay, Asha Mata, you want to go ahead?
Prabhuji joined little late, but I understood. I think so. I have to go through this again and again because it's a little bit more to understand in this. If I have question, I will come back to you, Prabhuji.
Sure.
I'll read it again and I'll come back. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Sudha Mataji, Sudha Vadi.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
So one should leave Kama, Krodha, Mada, Matsarya so that our mind will be free. And once the mind is free, then we can fix our mind to the Supreme Lord and we can chant well. And Virat Rupa is in this text, they have explained about Virat Rupa. Virat Rupa is to convince less intelligent people. And Lord expands himself into multi-universes. He manifests into many universes, but he is not into it. And without devotional service, one cannot progress well in the spiritual field. And lowered planets denote the feet of the Lord. So whenever we go to the temple, we have to first take darshan of the Lord's feet. That is one thing that is understood. And Prabhuji, one question that I have is, while we are chanting, we should listen to the name of the Lord, or we should visualize him, his roop, his form. Which is better, or it depends on which works out for you? I mean, some people.
Preferably hear what you chant, and at the same time, if you're in front of the Lord, it's better.
Okay.
So your eyes also, whenever you open eyes, you will be looking at the Supreme Lord, because always closing the eyes also lead to sleeping also. So we cannot keep always eyes closed, because people may tend to sleep. So yeah, if you're chanting near Tulasi or in front of deity is better, but you have to hear what you're chanting. The more than visualizing, you have to hear. Your hearing is the most important given in chanting the holy name.
Okay, is it that like hearing, I mean, is it that we train the mind to hear so that it focus well, or if some people they might focus, on the form. So some people it might work on hearing, and some people it might work on visualizing the form of Lord Krishna. So it is like which way it works out for you. We have to go in that way, or it's only hearing that helps as per.
Prabhupada always insisted hearing, because if you are focusing your eyes or focusing, then there will not be connection between what you're chanting and what you're hearing, because you are seeing something, you'll keep chanting maybe. But that's why Prabhupada always say that hear what you're chanting. Yes, we can be in front of the Lord in the deity form or Tulasi Maharani, but the focus or the more important given for hearing. Hearing is important.
Okay,
Definitely,
thank you.
we can see the Lord, visualize the Lord, but hearing is more important.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for
Yes.
clearing my. Thank
Sri
you.
Mataji, anything more to add?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The Lord's form is compared to the planetary system. From navel down, it is the 7 downward lokas. Atala, Sutala, Patala, all those. These from anus, the down portions are all the down planetary systems, and the upper portions from abdomen, the chest, hands, head, and all the upper planetary systems. And the head is the, as compared to the Goloka. Yes, Prabhuji.
Satyaloka.
Satyaloka. So the Lord's form is compared to the planetary systems like this. The downwards is the lower down planets and the upper is the upper planets. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. And the Virat Rupa is for the less intelligent peoples and asuras. And the service attitude, we have to have the service attitude. Only when we have the service attitude, we'll develop bhakti. And that's what is recommended by Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas also. Bhakti progresses only when we have that service attitude.
Cool. Thank you, Mataji. Vidya Prabhu. Vidya Prabhu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, Krishna Virat Rupa ಅರ್ಜುನನಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ?
Because ಅರ್ಜುನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನಾನು ಹೇಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ, ನಿನ್ನ ರೂಪ ಏನು ಅಂತ. ಆಗ ಅದನ್ನ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾನೆ, ನಾನು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಿಜ ಅವನ ಸೈಜ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅರ್ಜುನನಿಗೆ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ವಿರಾಟ್ ರೂಪದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಏನ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ನನ್ಗೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿದ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವ್ದು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು. ಅದ್ ವಿರಾಟ್ ರೂಪದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದೆ, ಅದು ಇವತ್ತಿದು ಏನ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಖದೇವ್ ಗೋಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಗುಣಗಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಎಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದರ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ವಿರಾಟ್ ರೂಪ ತರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಷನ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇರುವವರಿಗೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅತಿ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇದ್ದವರು ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಅಷ್ಟು ವಿರಾಟ್ ರೂಪ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅರ್ಥ ವಿಗ್ರಹವನ್ನೇ ನೋಡಿ ಸಾಕು ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇದ್ದವರಿಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದಿದ್ದಾನಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸೋಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದನ್ನು ಸುಖದೇವ್ ಗೋಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ.
ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ.
ವಾಸುಕಿ Mataji, want to say anything?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Actually, my first apology for being late. I had a call, so I had to attend it. So I'm sorry for that.
No
Very well explained. I was 14 minutes late, so I have to catch up with that. I'll read it. Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. Vanchakalpatarabhyasya कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. We'll see you on Monday. We'll continue.
Thank you so much for the class, Prabhuji.
Thank you.